if you can get yourself to the Wembley Stadium for the Manchester United-Manchester City FA Cup clash, which of course is on talkSport, you'll be doing well. Let's talk to Ryan Scott Douglas from talkSport Bet to get some odds on whether you can win some money. Ryan, very good afternoon to you. Welcome.
Good afternoon, Mike. How are you?
Yeah, very well indeed. It's a lovely weekend coming up if you're a sports fan. FA Cup final was always the big sort of harbinger of the summer for me when I was growing up. You'd be the first sort of live game you'd see. The sun would be shining, you know, on half the pitch and the shade in the other half of the pitch. You've got the derby going on as well. talkSport's got all of it. Tell us about the cup final odds.
Well, yeah, the 142nd FA Cup final, and quite rightly, like you say, it's one of those mark the calendar kind of occasions, isn't it? Manchester City looking to lift it for the 7th time, Man United looking to lift it for the 13th time. Man City are the outright favourites today. I'm checking, it's constantly changing, but they are the outright favourites. They're on at 9-20. They were on a fantastic 25-game unbeaten run up until that Sunday against Brentford, but they were rotating their team, so you know you can kind of. They had both eyes on the FA Cup final, I'm sure.
Yes.
United, I mean, and you won't often say this in an FA Cup final, especially when United are in it, but they are the outright underdogs. They're on at 19-4 at the moment.
Wow.
But yeah, I know it's crazy, isn't it? But you know, I was in the streets of Manchester yesterday. City fans very, very confident. United fans feeling a little bit nervy, but they're happy. United have ended their 6-year trophy drought. You know, Ten Hag's already done a fantastic job, secured a Champions League football. But the big narrative here is, can United stop and derail Manchester City's treble hopes?
Yes. Well, I mean, that is the thing. Manchester City, having taken on Arsenal and beaten them, much to Piers Morgan's chagrin, he's still smarting. Don't ever mention it to him if you see him at any point at all in the building. But, I mean, they have become what is one of the greatest teams of all time, haven't they?
Honestly, we are looking at one of the best sides the Premier League has ever seen. And the talkSport Bet team, I'm really happy they got this for me. If at the start of the season you'd have backed Manchester City to win the treble, that would have been on at 20-1.
Wow.
In comparison, Manchester United, the FA Cup and the EFL, that's at 40-1. So it's actually longer for United to win 2 trophies than it is for City to win 3 trophies. And it's just testament to what they are doing at the moment.
Yeah, absolutely right. And I mean, usually the odds in football are quite difficult to do that well on, unless you're going to put loads of money down. So there's always some interesting little side bets you can do, like, I don't know, if you're doing the, you know, the first goal and, you know, the number of goals and the number of corners. You still do all that?
Absolutely. So we offer a range of markets, to be honest. Haaland hat-trick, again, testament to him, 52 goals this season, absolute weapon. He is on at 9-1 to score a hat-trick. In comparison to Rashford, if you want him to score a hat-trick, that's 80-1. Again, the golfing class there just goes to show how good Haaland is. I don't like to pick a result, to be honest, Mike, so you can pick a bet builder. What I've gone for is Haaland to be the first goal scorer, Bruno to score any time, and Casemiro to be shown a card. We know he likes to get a card or two. That's on at 39-1. So, yeah, so I stay away from the results, but you can take a look at all these different markets, build your own, put a few legs in there and see what you fancy.
OK. And, I mean, it's going to be a big, big day. At what point do you sort of see the game flourishing? Because quite often you'll get extra time in FA Cup finals, but have you got anything for that?
Absolutely. So there's been a few penalty shootouts, actually. The most recent was the Europa League final on the Wednesday. Right. If you don't think it's going to be resolved in the 90 minutes and you think it's going to go to penalties, talkSport Bet, they do offer that market. Manchester United to win on penalties is currently on at 15-1. And in true 50-50 penalty shootout style, Manchester City is also on at 15-1. So take your pick there. If you think it's going to go that way, you can have a look at that market as well. OK. And let's suppose you got anything on the likelihood that nobody makes it to the final because the trains are all on strike? We don't have that one at the moment, but I can see what I can do for you, Mike. Yeah. I know it's a nightmare, isn't it? Oh,
it really is. It's what a terrible time to do it. But listen, we're all looking forward to it. It's going to be great fun. Ryan, thank you very much indeed. Ryan Scott Douglas from talkSport Bet on the FA Cup final, which is, of course, on talkSport. Basically, you can hear it on DAB through their website, talksport.com, or download the free app. Kick-off, it's at 3 p.m, and talkSport is the place to hear it.